For decades, cheese has carried an unfair label: too fatty, too salty, too heavy. Many people over 60 still push it aside, thinking it's a guilty pleasure that threatens their heart or waistline. But what if the food you've been taught to avoid is one of the best defenses against aging muscles? After 60, something silent begins to happen. The National Institutes of Health estimates that older adults lose up to 3% of their muscle mass yearly. That's not a slight dip. It's like termites quietly eating away at the foundation of your house. You may not notice at first, but eventually it shows. Standing up from a chair feels harder. Stairs leave you short of breath, and carrying groceries feels heavier than it should. This hidden decline has a name: sarcopenia. Here's the encouraging part. Science is showing us that simple, everyday foods can help fight back. Not expensive powders or complicated supplements, but real foods you might already have in your kitchen. And among them, cheese stands out. The right kinds of cheese provide concentrated protein, vital amino acids, and minerals that directly support muscle repair and strength. I'm Evelyn Brooks, and after more than 2 decades of guiding older adults through nutrition and health changes, I've seen firsthand how the right foods can restore energy and confidence. In this video, I'll reveal the 3 cheeses that nourish your muscles and help preserve balance, mobility, and freedom. Stay with me. You may never look at cheese the same way again. Let's begin with a food many people glance past in the dairy aisle: cottage cheese. To some, it looks plain or outdated, maybe even a relic from old diet plans of the 1970s. But don't let appearances fool you. Cottage cheese is one of the most powerful muscle-protecting foods you can eat after 60, and the science behind it is nothing short of remarkable. Why is it so effective? The answer begins with protein. As we age, protein stops being another nutrient. It becomes our #1 defense against decline. Research from the Mayo Clinic shows that older adults often need 25 to 30 grams of protein per meal to stimulate muscle repair. That's nearly double what a younger body might need. The reason is something called anabolic resistance. Put, your muscles stop listening to smaller amounts of protein, so you must give them a louder, stronger signal. That signal often comes from leucine, one of the most essential amino acids for muscle growth. Think of leucine as the ignition key for your car. Without it, the engine won't start. Cottage cheese is loaded with leucine. Just half a cup delivers over a gram. Add that to its high protein density, around 14 grams per half cup, and you're suddenly fueling your muscles with exactly what they've been waiting for. But there's another secret hiding in cottage cheese: casein. Unlike the fast-burning proteins you might find in a shake, casein digests slowly, releasing amino acids over 6 to 8 hours. Imagine it like a time-release capsule, feeding your muscles gently and steadily while you sleep. This is especially important at night, when your body naturally slips into a catabolic, or muscle-breaking state. Eating a small serving before bed creates a steady drip of nourishment that dramatically reduces muscle loss overnight. Let me give you a real-world example. Robert, a 67-year-old retired mechanic I once worked with, struggled with aching legs after climbing stairs. He wasn't weak. He wasn't fueling his muscles enough. We added just half a cup of low-fat cottage cheese to his nightly routine. Within a few weeks, he noticed something subtle but life-changing. He could rise from his chair without bracing on the table. The stairs that once winded him now felt manageable. Nothing magical, just steady nutrition working in his favor. And it's not just about muscles. Cottage cheese also delivers calcium and phosphorus, minerals essential for bone strength and muscle contraction. Calcium is part of that process. Every time you lift your arm, take a step, or even blink. Without enough of it, your body struggles to translate protein into strength. Add phosphorus into the mix, and your cells have the energy to keep going. This is a quiet but critical benefit for older adults who often feel fatigued. So, is cottage cheese glamorous? Not at all. But in the fight against sarcopenia, it's one of your most practical and affordable allies. A simple scoop can set your muscles on the path to recovery, whether eaten with fruit at breakfast, stirred into a salad at lunch, or enjoyed before bed. It's easy to overlook the humble foods, but sometimes they're the ones that carry the most incredible power. Cottage cheese proves that strength doesn't always come in flashy packages. It comes in consistency, simplicity, and nourishment delivered at the right time. Knowing the science is powerful, but knowledge only matters when it reaches your plate. The real question becomes, how do you use cottage cheese in a natural, enjoyable, and sustainable way? After all, no food, even the healthiest, will help if it sits untouched in the fridge. The first opportunity comes in the morning. After 8 to 10 hours of fasting overnight, your body wakes up in what doctors call a catabolic state. In plain English, your body has been breaking down muscle tissue for energy while you slept. A protein-rich breakfast is the fastest way to flip that switch, and cottage cheese makes this easier than almost any other food. Half a cup with a handful of fresh berries gives you protein, leucine, and antioxidants in one bowl. Mix cottage cheese with chopped cucumber, cherry tomatoes, and a drizzle of olive oil for those who prefer savory flavors. Suddenly, breakfast feels both refreshing and deeply nourishing. Lunch provides another golden opportunity. Many older adults rely on sandwiches or light salads, which often lack protein. But swap mayonnaise in a tuna or chicken salad for cottage cheese, and the protein content skyrockets, while unhealthy fats drop. You can also use it as a base for dips. Blend cottage cheese with fresh herbs, garlic, and lemon juice, then pair it with crunchy vegetables. Not only does it taste great, but it delivers steady fuel to keep energy levels stable through the afternoon. At dinner, cottage cheese can quietly elevate traditional meals. Replace ricotta in pasta dishes or casseroles with cottage cheese. You'll dramatically boost the protein without changing the flavor. Blend it into mashed potatoes or creamy soups. It disappears into the dish, leaving its nutritional benefits behind. And for those who dislike the texture, blending it into smoothies is almost magical. Creamy, filling, and invisible to the taste buds once combined with fruit, cocoa powder, or a spoonful of nut butter. Snacks matter too. Instead of grabbing processed crackers or sugary sweets, consider a small bowl of cottage cheese in the late afternoon. Pair it with pineapple, peaches, or even roasted nuts, and you'll have a satisfying and muscle-friendly snack. For variety, try a Mediterranean-inspired bowl. Cottage cheese topped with olives, a sprinkle of oregano, and a drizzle of extra virgin olive oil. It tastes indulgent while remaining nutrient-dense. Here's a tip that makes a huge difference. Pair cottage cheese with movement. After a short walk, light gardening, or even gentle stretching, your muscles are primed to absorb nutrients more efficiently. Eating cottage cheese within that window enhances its impact, giving your body precisely what it needs at the right time. Ultimately, incorporating cottage cheese isn't about dieting. It's about weaving strength into your daily routine. With endless flavor options, it doesn't have to feel repetitive or boring. One small serving here, another there, and over weeks you'll begin to notice the difference. Energy feels steadier, climbing stairs feels easier, and the quiet decline of muscle loss slows. That's the power of practical nutrition. Simple changes that build lasting strength. When most people think of parmesan, they picture a sprinkle of powder on pasta or a dusting on top of soup. But the truth is, parmesan isn't just a garnish. It's a nutritional powerhouse, especially for adults over 60. In fact, this sharp, crumbly cheese is one of the most concentrated forms of protein and calcium, and it carries unique advantages for aging bodies. Let's start with its protein content. Just 1 ounce of authentic Parmesan, roughly the size of your thumb, provides over 10 grams of complete protein. That's nearly equal to a serving of chicken or fish, packed into a fraction of the volume. This concentration is invaluable for older adults who often eat smaller portions than they used to. You don't have to eat a large plate to meet your muscles' needs. You can meet them with just a few flavorful bites. Think of Parmesan as muscle gold dust, tiny flakes that deliver outsized impact. Another reason Parmesan shines is how it's made. Authentic Parmigiano Reggiano, aged for at least 2 years, transforms. During aging, natural enzymes break down the proteins into smaller fragments. This process makes them easier to digest and faster for your body to absorb. Many older adults experience bloating or discomfort after high-protein meals, but Parmesan bypasses much of that, delivering nourishment without the heavy feeling. It's like having a meal that's already been pre-digested, saving your stomach extra work. There's also good news for those who struggle with lactose intolerance. As cheese ages, the lactose in milk is almost completely broken down. Parmesan becomes virtually lactose-free, which means even people who can't tolerate milk can usually enjoy it without discomfort. This is important because many seniors avoid dairy due to digestive worries, unknowingly missing out on one of the richest protein sources available. Parmesan reopens that door safely. Protein is only half of Parmesan's story. The other half is calcium. 1 ounce contains more than 300 milligrams, about a quarter of your daily needs. Calcium is often associated with bone strength, but many people forget that every muscle contraction in your body depends on it. Without enough calcium, your muscles can't fire properly, no matter how much protein you consume. In other words, protein builds the muscle, but calcium gives it the spark to move. Together, they form a 1-2 punch that keeps your body mobile and resilient. Consider the story of Margaret, a 72-year-old who loved gardening but dreaded the knee pain that followed her long afternoons outdoors. She wasn't weak, she was undernourished. Her protein and calcium intake quietly rose by adding small amounts of Parmesan to her meals, a sprinkle on eggs in the morning, a shave over roasted vegetables at dinner. Over months, she noticed something incredible. Bending, kneeling, and standing up from her garden patch no longer left her aching. Not her activity level changed, but the support she was finally giving her muscles and bones. The beauty of Parmesan is that you don't need much. A tablespoon sprinkled here, an ounce sliced there, and you've already made a meaningful difference. Because the flavor is so intense, small portions satisfy cravings while nourishing your body. This makes it both economical and practical. Compared to the cost of protein powders or supplements, Parmesan is a natural, flavorful, and long-lasting option that delivers real results. Think of Parmesan as the compact battery in your nutrition toolkit: dense, efficient, and powerful. Where cottage cheese offers a slow, steady protein release, Parmesan delivers a sharp, concentrated burst of strength in small amounts. The two balance each other perfectly, addressing different needs of the aging body. One provides endurance, the other delivers intensity. In the fight against sarcopenia, Parmesan proves that significant results don't always require big meals. Sometimes, the small, concentrated choices, those tiny flakes of gold dust, keep you standing tall, steady on your feet, and confident in every step you take. Parmesan may be a powerhouse, but its real magic comes when you bring it into your daily meals. Many people assume cheese only belongs on pasta, but Parmesan is far more versatile than that. With its bold flavor and crumbly texture, it can turn simple dishes into nutrient-packed meals without requiring significant changes to your routine. Let's start with breakfast. A tablespoon of freshly grated Parmesan over scrambled eggs transforms an ordinary plate into a protein-rich powerhouse. Add a few sautéed vegetables, And suddenly, you've built a meal that fuels muscles and keeps you satisfied all morning. Even something as simple as avocado toast takes on new life with a sprinkle of parmesan. It's quick, delicious, and adds meaningful protein in just a few bites. At lunchtime, parmesan shines as a flavor booster and a nutrient multiplier. Sprinkle it over a bowl of vegetable soup or a hearty salad, and you've instantly increased your protein and calcium intake without adding bulk. Sandwich lovers can also benefit. A thin layer of parmesan tucked into a turkey or chicken sandwich delivers a savory punch while strengthening your muscles. Pair small parmesan chunks with apples, pears, or a handful of nuts for an easy snack. This combination balances protein, healthy fats, and natural sweetness, far superior to processed snack bars or chips. Dinner is where Parmesan truly elevates meals. Roasted vegetables like broccoli, cauliflower, or zucchini become irresistible when finished with a light dusting of cheese. You're not just adding flavor, you're delivering protein and calcium where it matters most. Even pasta dishes can be improved. You turn a comfort food into a balanced, muscle-friendly plate by choosing whole grain noodles, adding lean protein like chicken, and topping with freshly grated Parmesan. Here's the key tip. Always use authentic Parmesan and grate it fresh. Pre-grated cheese in containers often loses flavor and nutrients during processing, meaning you need more to feel satisfied. Freshly grated Parmesan is richer, sharper, and more satisfying. You'll use less but get more benefit. And don't forget moderation. Parmesan is concentrated, so even small amounts make a difference. Think of it as a seasoning with purpose. Each sprinkle isn't just for taste. It's an investment in strength, balance, and independence. By weaving Parmesan into your meals, you'll notice how little tweaks can lead to significant results. It's not about eating more. It's about eating smarter. Every sprinkle becomes a step towards stronger muscles, healthier bones, and a body that continues to support the life you want to live. If cottage cheese is your slow and steady protector, and Parmesan is your compact powerhouse, then ricotta is your sprinter. This soft, creamy cheese delivers protein to your muscles faster than any other food, making it the perfect ally after movement or activity. It doesn't matter if that activity is a long walk, a half hour of gardening, or a set of light resistance exercises. Your muscles are most hungry in those moments, and ricotta steps in like water on thirsty soil. Why is ricotta so unique? The secret lies in its foundation, whey protein. Ricotta is made from the liquid left behind after producing other cheeses. That liquid may sound unremarkable, but it's rich in whey, the fastest digesting protein available. Within 30 to 60 minutes of eating ricotta, those proteins and branched-chain amino acids, BCAAs, flow directly to your muscle tissue. Unlike slower digesting proteins, whey doesn't linger in the liver. It goes straight to the source. That's a tremendous advantage for older adults, whose muscles are less responsive to signals for growth. Ricotta helps bypass that sluggish response and gets the job done quickly. Let me illustrate this with a story. Michael, a 70-year-old retired teacher, loved his morning walks, but often felt stiff by the afternoon. He started spreading ricotta on whole grain toast with a drizzle of honey right after his walks. Within weeks, he noticed a change. His legs felt lighter, and he had more energy to keep up with his grandchildren in the afternoons. Nothing else in his routine shifted. He fueled his muscles at the right time with the right food. Each half cup of ricotta contains about 14 grams of protein, comparable to cottage cheese. But the type of protein makes it special. The abundance of BCAAs, especially leucine, acts like a direct muscle repair kit. Think of it as sending a construction crew straight to a damaged site, ready to rebuild before more wear and tear occurs. But ricotta's benefits extend beyond muscles. Whey protein has been shown in studies to support healthy blood pressure and circulation, which is vital as we age. Good circulation ensures that oxygen and nutrients are delivered where needed most. In other words, ricotta isn't just feeding your muscles, it's supporting the highways carrying fuel throughout your body. This is a quiet but powerful bonus for seniors concerned about heart health. One concern many people have about cheese is sodium. Ricotta stands out here too. Compared to parmesan or many processed cheeses, ricotta is naturally lower in sodium, making it a safer daily choice for those monitoring blood pressure. It's also softer and milder, essential for older adults struggling with chewing or reduced appetite. Now, let's talk about versatility. Ricotta blends into sweet and savory dishes, making it enjoyable without feeling repetitive. For breakfast, spread it on toast with fruit or honey for a naturally sweet, protein-rich start. Mix it with fresh herbs, garlic, and lemon juice for lunch to create a savory spread or dip. At dinner, stir it into pasta sauces, layer it into lasagna, or bake it into casseroles to elevate the protein content without overwhelming the dish. And for dessert lovers, ricotta mixed with cocoa powder and berries creates a creamy, indulgent treat that still supports muscle health. Here's an important strategy to maximize ricotta's benefits. Pair it with timing. Research from the National Institutes of Health highlights that spreading protein evenly across meals, 25 to 30 grams each time, boosts muscle synthesis by up to 25% compared to saving all protein for dinner. Too many older adults eat light, heavy, with small breakfasts and lunches but a large protein-heavy dinner. The body can't store extra protein for later. It can only use about 30 grams. The rest goes to waste. Ricotta helps fix this pattern. Adding a scoop at breakfast or lunch, you spread protein evenly and fuel your muscles all day. Think of ricotta as your fast-acting partner in a three-piece team. Cottage cheese protects overnight, parmesan delivers concentrated bursts, and ricotta repairs quickly when your muscles need it most. Together, they form a balanced rhythm, steady, strong, and responsive. In the fight against sarcopenia, timing and quality are as important as quantity. Ricotta embodies that principle. It's quick, versatile, and nourishing in ways that go beyond muscle. By making it part of your daily routine, you're not just feeding your body, you're giving your muscles the best chance to stay strong, your heart the support it needs, and your independence a longer life. So the next time you finish a walk, a stretch, or even a session of light chores, don't think of ricotta as just a cheese. Think of it as your recovery partner, waiting to refill your strength so you can move through life easily and confidently. Cheese has been cast as the villain for years, too heavy, salty, and indulgent. But now we see a different story. Cheese can be a quiet hero, giving your body precisely what it needs to stay strong, steady, and independent after 60. Cottage cheese works like a steady protector, releasing protein slowly through the night to guard your muscles while you sleep. Parmesan steps in as the concentrated powerhouse, packing protein and calcium into small, flavorful portions that are easy to enjoy daily. And ricotta provides fast-acting fuel, rushing amino acids to your muscles right when they need them most, especially after a walk, gardening, or light exercise. Together, these three cheeses form a simple but powerful trio: slow, steady, and fast support for your muscles. The bigger message here is this: aging doesn't mean weakness. Your body is still capable of growth, repair, and resilience, but it depends on the choices you make today. Adding just a few servings of the right cheese into your meals each week isn't about indulgence. It's about giving your body the raw materials to keep moving, climbing stairs, carrying groceries, and enjoying the freedom that comes with strength. So here's my invitation. Choose one of these cheeses this week and make it part of your daily routine. Sprinkle parmesan on your eggs, stir cottage cheese into a smoothie, or spread ricotta on whole grain toast. Then, pay attention to how your body responds. You might be surprised by how quickly strength, steadiness, and energy begin to return. If you found this helpful, tap the like button and share this video with someone who could benefit from it. And tell me in the comments, which cheese do you enjoy most, and how do you use it at home? Your ideas could inspire someone else in our community. Remember, the strength you'll have 10 years from now starts with your choices today. Choose wisely, nourish your body, and it will reward you with resilience, mobility, and freedom.